All right, well, happy Tuesday, everyone. First of all, thank you all so much for being here. I'm really delighted for a number of reasons. One, that we finally finished the budget. Truly a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights putting it honestly. But then, of course, one of the big accomplishments is why we're here today, and that is with regards to. Okay, it's the wind.
I guess.
Okay. I am pleased that as part of the advocacy efforts by members of the Tompkins County Legislature, also members, local government members here in Tompkins County, I'm meeting with my team and of course our Senate Central leadership, that we were able to include in the budget $300,000 to defray the operating costs of the Tompkins County Rapid Medical Response Program. This is an initiative that was designed to support EMS coverage. We know that the demands for EMS services continue to grow. Most certainly the pandemic has exacerbated those demands, and in communities like ours here in Tompkins County, we know EMS is providing a well-round of services to support our community. So I'm truly delighted that we were able to make these funds happen. I want to, of course, thank. Just waiting. I, of course, want to thank our Senate Majority Leadership, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, truly for helping to make this happen. This wouldn't have happened without her 100% support. So I definitely want to give her a round of applause for helping to make this happen. When I brought this to her attention, I'm just gonna put the mic next to it to retreat that. I just want to talk a little louder. When I brought this issue to the majority leader in the Senate, her attention, they immediately launched into action, because we also understand how important EMS is, most certainly in Tompkins County, but across the state. And so there were a lot of conversations that happened, and so I truly want to thank our Senate leadership for helping to make this happen. And of course, bringing it all the way home is right here in Tompkins, and so I will bring up a few speakers to uplift why this is such an important pilot program. When you talk about EMS and what they provide, they are essential, and this is something that is a priority of mine, along with several other colleagues. So I also want to acknowledge Assemblymember Kellis and her advocacy for continuing to expand access to resources that our EMS providers most certainly provide. And so I also want to acknowledge all of our guests that are here. We're joined by Ruth Groff, who is to my left, Town of Lansing Supervisor. Also Mike Murphy, the Mayor of the Village of Dryden. Mark Whitmer, Supervisor, Town of Caroline. And of course, the folks who are doing the direct service. We're going to try this mic again. Is that better? Okay, we're going to try this mic again. So I'll go back. So I want to acknowledge Ruth Groff, our Supervisor for Town of Lansing, Mike Murphy, the Mayor of the Village of Dryden, Mark Whitmer, Supervisor, Town of Caroline, Michael Stitley, who is the Director of the Tompkins County Department of Emergency Response, and Joe Milliman, who is the EMS Program Manager at the Tompkins County Department of Emergency Response. Can we give all of these folks a round of applause? And so this program is already delivering on its promise, and so I will allow my colleagues here at the local level to lift up some of the ways that that promise is being delivered on with regards to services. So first I will bring up Dan Klein, the current chair of the Tompkins County Legislature, to say some few brief remarks. Dan Klein.
When this program launched earlier this month, just a few weeks ago, the very first call was from a 65-year-old woman who lived alone and had fallen in her house and injured her hip. And our brand new rapid medical response staff arrived there in 7 minutes. The ambulance arrived in 22 minutes. Now that is in no way a criticism of the ambulance service. Our whole EMS system is limited by resources and by geography here. But it also, besides exactly embodying what we envisioned for this program, it also reminded me of a personal story, which was my 93-year-old mother, just a couple of days before Christmas, so just a few months ago. Well, she lives in another part of New York State. She also lives alone. She fell in her house and broke her pelvis. And it was a very different circumstance, but she stayed on the floor for a lot longer before any help arrived. When someone calls 911, they expect somebody to show up. They expect someone to show up relatively quickly and to help them out in what might be the worst situation they've been in their life. And so that's what this program is doing for our residents. It's providing a service that they expect and that we all expect for 911 and for medical services. So thank you, Senator Webb, for providing the funding to help us continue in this good work.
Thank you, Dan. Our next speaker. So again, as I mentioned, there's been a series of conversations. Last year in October, I met with now Vice Chair Shauna Black about this issue, and so I'd like to bring Shauna Black, our Vice Chair of the Tompkins County Legislature, up to say a few remarks.
Thank you, everyone. It's such a beautiful day, and it's so nice to be here. I want to thank our Department of Emergency Response. This is truly the work that they do that is going to make this program absolutely incredible. And as legislators, we constantly talk about transformation and transformational projects. And whenever I look upon my past 7 years as a legislator, this is a project that is truly going to save lives. And the conversations that I've had with Senator Webb's office have been so encouraging. Whenever I received the call last week that this was on possibly this might be a project that they would fund, I will say I was so very excited, because this is a project that will save lives and that will really create change in our community. So I want to thank Senator Webb and her office for the chance to be able to use some of these funds and really create some transformational change. Thank you.
And our final speaker, last but certainly not least, Rob Cantelmo, Mayor of the City of Ithaca. So again, this is a county-wide initiative that's going to impact many towns, municipalities here in Tompkins County, because as I said earlier, EMS is truly an essential service. So I will bring up the Mayor of Ithaca, Rob Cantelmo.
Thank you very much, Senator, for having me join with you all today. I want to just say, on behalf of the city, and I'm sure I speak for several of my local government colleagues, we are extraordinarily grateful to the Senator's advocacy and support of the Tompkins County Rapid Medical Response Program. Chairman Klein, County Administrator Holmes, and my colleagues over at the County Legislature have adopted a very innovative approach to EMS and rescue services in our community, and it promises, as we've already seen from the anecdote shared by Dan, to really improve health countywide. By securing state funding for this program, Senator Webb has yet again demonstrated her deep commitment to this community and understanding of the local challenges that we all face. It's a testament to her relationships within and knowledge of our community, and I know that with her support, things like this will continue to be possible in Tompkins County. Thank you very much.
Very, very kind. His papers fly everywhere. Okay, that's a good problem to have. So again, truly, this is the first of several announcements I'll be making with regards to key investments that I've advocated for our community as part of the budget. As I said, the budget we know is delayed, but I shared this in previous conversations that a lot of the issues that we're grappling with, this being one of them in regards to how are we as a state providing more resources to our local partners on the challenges that impact all of us. So whether you're here in Tompkins County, Broome, or Cortland, EMS is an essential service. And so as a state, I am proud that we're able to make this small but significant investment. I look forward to continued investment, equitable investments in these essential services. So again, thank you all so much for the work that you do every day, for the team, the MS team that's really leading this initiative. And I want to encourage our community at large to, again, find out more information about it. You never know when you'll need EMS services, and it's really good to know that, as it's been already shared, that when you make those phone calls, when you're at your most vulnerable, and those first responders that show up, knowing that they will be able to show up, but also have the resources to continue showing up, and also for them to be supported, is not only important, but it's also our responsibility. So thank you all so much for being here, and I'll take some questions from media.